demeanour in how you deal with people. Number 4, keep learning. Well, it's about learning this month. As I said, 67 years of age, most people have nothing new to say. If you don't sow into yourself, no one else is going to. You know, in the US, 3% of people have a library card and 6% believes Elvis is alive. So you can see what the priority is there on learning. So I'm asking you, you say I don't read. I said you can't afford not to in your business. There are, don't get the real detailed, intellectual books. Find stuff that's practical with examples. That's why I got hold of this stuff. There's a book there by John Maxwell, 21 Qualities of a Leader. And someone said to me, I don't read. I said, well, I'll tell you what. If you read a chapter a week, it takes you 3 minutes, because they're short, and you apply the one chapter, that's better than trying to read the whole 21 chapters, 21 qualities. You do that, and I guarantee you after a period of time, you'll start to develop being a leader, because you're starting to put into practice the things that are there. So you can read a book, sit down and read it in one hit, that's up to you. But if you only have to read a few pages and say, what have I got to do with this? Today, there might be one thing you say, I'm going to go away and do one thing out of this. That's better than saying, I've got 10 things and I'll put them in this folder and I'll look at them again one day. 10 years' time. Number 5, relationships. Ray Kroc, who founded McDonald's in his mid-50s, he said in his book Golden Arches, I believe in God, the family and McDonald's. But at work, the order is reversed. I've got a problem with that. What he's saying is at home, he's one person, and at work, he's a different person. So the staff or customers don't know who turned up today. The family don't know who turned up tonight. So what you've got to start doing by feeding yourself with the right stuff, you start building yourself, so you start to become more consistent in how you deal with people. If you're trying to manipulate every conversation, you just don't remember what you did to someone some time ago, and they'll catch you out. You've got to learn to start being consistent, with people on the journey. In your relationships, if your family's going south, then it's going to affect your work. If your business is going bad, it affects you at home. You have to learn to sow into your relationship. I say to people, if you've had a bad day and you get home, sit in the car for 5 minutes and allow it to settle. If you're on the mobile phone, finish the call before you go in. You're not sending the right message in a relationship if you're in there trying to negotiate or argue with someone on the phone as you rush inside the house. Learn to sow into that relationship. Number 6, stop messing with dead things. There's a saying, when the horse is dead, dismount. We have programs, products, methods that aren't working any longer. One of the reasons we keep them alive is we invented them. But they're no longer relevant. Now, your business is going to die if you're that passionate with it and don't want to change. You've got to learn to be changing in the way you market, in the way you product, in the service industry, particularly in the way, things are done. Author Susan Scott said, my dog and cat have taught me a valuable lesson in life. Learn to shed a lot. So you've got to get rid of things that are like anchors around our business. It is radical and we need to do it. Number 7, marketing. One of my favourite subjects because we complicate it. And you only got to drive past outdoor signs and you'll see a magazine ad on there. You can't even read it. I say to people, if you're going to have outdoor, get it on a board and take it down to the end of the room and see if you can read it. And if you can't, then it's not going to work for you in outdoor. We try to put everything in there. And the web, social media is the same. Now, find someone who really understands this stuff, who can make this really tick for you. There's a lot of people who can design websites. The first thing I ask when I'm helping a business is, look, I've looked at your website. I'm very naive at this stuff. I've looked at your website. I couldn't find anything. I found it too clumsy to navigate. And, find someone who's going to help you with the site and take you right to it. Seth Godin, in his book Purple Cow, talks about driving down the highways outside Paris with his kids. And they come across a brown spotted cow. And they go, wow, look, a brown spotted cow. He said, after a few kilometres, brown spotted cows are boring. He said, if there was a purple spotted cow, that would be remarkable, that would be different, that would stand out. And he said, in our businesses, we're all doing the same thing. And no one is standing out. We're worried about being quirky. And as I said, I'll share some examples in a moment. We have to keep our business and our marketing simple. Discounting is a drug. When you're on it, you can't get off it. There's a wholesale shoe store up near where we live, Dural, and at times they have a sign up to 90% off. I reckon if I wait a week it'll be free. They did change the sign 6 months ago. Financial crisis. So I don't know whether they're talking about the general one or they've got one. But they're still there. The sign's pretty well the same, but occasionally they get creative with them, but they're all about disasters. So let me give you just quickly. If you have, from buying and selling a product, you have a margin of 25% and you discount 10%, you have to increase by 67% your sales to get the same gross profit. So if you've got a 25% margin and you discount 10%, you've got to increase your sales by 67% to get the same gross margin. However, if you put your prices up 10% with the same margin, then your sales have to decline 29% before you're neutral. I've never seen a business decline that much by putting their prices up. We're often scared to do it, we're going to lose business. Well, frankly, it might be business you're better off losing. You have to be careful in this whole discounting thing. So let me just share 4 examples. I've got many, by the way, 4 examples of people that did things differently during the GFC. May last year, when the iPad 1 came out, a restaurant in North Sydney had well actually there wasn't an ad, but on page 3 of the Telegraph had a huge photo with a story of every customer in the restaurant with an iPad as the menu. So it had the full menu, the ingredients and how it's cooked. And they had Sydney publicity for that. I shared this with restaurant owners a few months earlier and they said to me, oh, well, anyone could have done that. And I said, you don't understand, they didn't. Number 2, there was a men's hairdresser that opened on the street and put up a sign, men's haircuts $20, and they built a phenomenal business. And, well, you need your mic, getting ready for question time, that's the tip. And they put up a sign, $20, men's haircuts, built a phenomenal business. 6 months later, another guy opened on the other side, put up a sign, men's haircuts $5. The family and friends, great advisors, said to the first guy, you've got to cut your prices. He ignored it, he put up another sign, men's haircuts $20. We fix $5 haircuts. In Christchurch, New Zealand, as the GFC got underway, Mitsubishi advertised specifically to farmers, and they had a commercial that said, you buy a brand new Mitsubishi ute and we'll give you a goat for free. Now I laughed, but then I realised it was so quirky, the New Zealand media picked it up nationally, and I picked it up in a major Sydney newspaper. You see, they did something different, which wasn't discounting, and they stood out. One more, Freedom Furniture, during the GFC, over here in Bella Vista, advertised in the local paper, you can book in for decorator classes and pay $10. I thought, wow, now you pay to go into a Freedom store to get decorator classes of product that's available in the store. But you see, they got bookings because they excited people's imaginations in just a simple way. What are you doing about your business and how are you moving forward in challenging the traditional thinking? You know, the other part of the marketing pie chart, which is number 8, I think, number 8 point, is community. It's easy to give money and product or services away, but when you partner with someone in the community, it will actually build your business. Every time we're partnered with someone, it's built our business. When the government a few years ago approached us about opening a new Gloria Jeans in the new women's prison at Windsor, they rang me up and I said, yeah, sure, there's a lot of passing traffic in prison. But I said, no, we need to meet. And they said, when women offend in society and are trained in a career before they come out, they hardly ever re-offend. So we eventually opened this store in there. A lot of difficulty opening in a prison, but we got it open. The aim was to interview the women inside who wanted to be trained and hire 5 or 6 at any time, and they deal with the cash, the customers who are visitors and the staff, the food, they become baristas behind the machine. The first girl we hired said to us, I've been in here 3 times, but I now believe I've got a future. And 3 women have come out and now work in stores. You see, the media got hold of it, the government was petrified, the media got hold of it because it got out early. I didn't release it, I was thinking about it, and I would have one day, but the media got it, and they put out the message, and people were coming into stores, and our franchisees were ringing up and saying, people are coming here and saying, we're here to support you because you're helping those women. You see, when you help other people, the resulting thing that actually does come back and help your business. You might not want to do it for that reason, but it has a residual effect. Well, the future's out there. You see, we spend our time looking in the rear vision mirror, which is small and distorts the past. The windscreen is wide because that's everything, that's out there. Let me just briefly share some of the stuff that's over there very quickly. Bear in mind, by the way, Christmas is coming, and remember your clients sick of the scotch and the wine and the socks and the belts. So you might want to think of something else. But I put out a book a few years ago called Winning Business, the 20 Keys to Catapult You to Your Vision. It's very practical with a lot of stories. I get a question nearly all the time now is, how do I know my vision or my dream for my business is valid? And John Maxwell just recently put out one, Put Your Dreams to the Test. The 10 questions to ask yourself about it. I mentioned the 21 Qualities of a Leader, which is a great book to develop you as a leader in your family, in your business, in your career. There are a lot of people that fail. John Maxwell says we all fail as leaders, but we've got to learn to fail forward. So he reissued this book called Failing Forward. Some great stories in there about leaders, just about every leader you can think of who failed, but how they failed forward. Most people stop, close their business, or never go on. Learn how to fail forward. The other thing I talked about people, we need to build people. Joel Osteen, I've got to warn you, he's a pastor in the US, but he has 3.5 hours CD, great for the car, of stories of how you build people and what it did to businesses that actually built their businesses because they helped other people. And Tony Guattari's got a great book out on marketing success. This is practical. He talks about the discounting thing that I just briefly covered and talks about how we need to think differently in marketing. And I've got for free some copies of a daily devotional. I warn you, it's a devotional. The word for today. I get a lot of stuff out. I've used it for about 10 years. That's helped me to rethink my thinking about life, business and relationships. And the last one is I've got Tony Guattari, the Achievers Group, puts out a 60-second email every month. It's his business for free. I write one for him. I've just done the second one in retail and business. What have we got to do to innovate and be different to pull back business that's going elsewhere? And I'll be doing a third one in December. They're all free. You can get on, you can get off at any time. So thank you, and I'll hand back to Robin. You want questions?